All right, gentlemen, I went through my closet and I found 5 brands. And over the last 5 years, I've owned, I've loved, and in some cases, I have worn holes in some of this clothing I have for you right here. And that's actually key because you want to own clothing that you love. You want to have a wardrobe. You want to have a set of outfits that every time you put it on, you feel like $1,000,000 because then you're going to wear it again and again. You're going to get your hard-earned money's value out of that clothing. And that's what today's video is all about. So the first brand I'm going to talk about that's been in my wardrobe for over 5 years is Sharp and Dapper. Johan over at Sharp and Dapper introduced himself to me back in early 2012 when I was first starting Real Men Real Style. He's like, Antonio, let me send you some samples of this product I'm working on and you can give me your feedback. Sure enough, he sent me these shirt garters. And what's funny is I remember seeing these in the Marine Corps. I used these in the Marine Corps, but the ones he sent me were so much better quality. I didn't have the issue with them snapping back. If you're not familiar, this connects right here to the bottom of your shirt. This connects to the top of your sock. Through the elastic stretch, it keeps your shirt tucked in, keeps your socks up all day. And that's what I love about this. Very functional, very simple. This was his entire business for the first few years. Then Johan started getting into, basically, he got into suspenders, braces. Then he got into different variations. He got into accessories, beautiful neckties. He started getting into variations of this. This one right here, if you check it out, it actually has 3 connections to the shirt, 1 connection to the sock. This works out really cool. He's always stayed true to his European roots, very formal, very much about, keeping it classic style. Go check out their website. Great company. I love what he's doing. And Johan came out to my last couple conferences when it was called StyleCon. Now it's called Menfluential, which I'll link to that, by the way. That's coming up here in February of 2018. Point being, this is a great company. I've watched them just grow and expand. Highly recommend you go check them out. Brand number 2 that's been in my wardrobe for over 5 years, gentlemen, Paul Evans. And if you've been following Real Men Real Style since the beginning, you've probably heard me talk about Paul Evans. They were one of our first sponsors. And Evan over at Paul Evans, he has been a big supporter of what I do here. Initially, what he did is he just sent me shoes. He sent me a check. He's like, Antonio, I trust you. Create great content around our products. And that's what I did for the first few years at Real Men Real Style. Nowadays, I have an affiliate relationship with them. That means if you follow the link, I'll get a small payment if you buy their shoes. Their shoes, I stand by them. They've been around, I've got 11 pairs. I wear this pair right here. If you've ever met me in person, chances are I'm probably wearing these shoes. These things are just my go-to dress shoe. They're basically a double monk strap in oxblood. And I can tell you, I have put a lot of, I'm already wearing this one pretty bad over here on this heel. This other one, yes, I probably need to get these things resold. They use a Blake stitch. At the end of the day, this is a great Italian-made shoe, and I'm proud to support them. Now, one thing over at Paul Evans I wasn't too happy about, I saw is, they increased the price. And I talked to the CEO about that. I asked Evan, what's going on? He's like, hey, we've increased the quality of the leather, of the upper. We've increased the quality of the build. Everything we've done, we've stepped it up. Now, he did say that they've got an entry-level shoe, and I got an early sample of this. I'm going to link to them down in the description. These are 60% the normal price of all their other shoes. The reason he did this, he said, I'm going to keep this at the old construction level. He also uses a rubber sole. All of this enabled him to bring the price down a bit. Again, 60% of what they normally sell for. And I'm like, well, is there anything else you can do? I've got a $100 discount code for it. You can only use it once, and it's going to be down in the description, RMRS 100. Go check it out. You can use that code on anything over at Paul Evans. But this is a company I've been with for years. Again, I know the founders, and I wanted to get you guys a great discount code, so go use it. Item number 3 that's been in my wardrobe for over 5 years, Anson Belt and Buckle. And guys, they're not the sponsor of this video. I just love this company. I love what they represent. It's a father-son company. I watched them early on in the early days. They sent me a sample. They're like, hey, Antonio, we see you've got a custom suiting company. This is when I had a tailored suit. Check out our belts. Maybe you'll want to cross-sell them to some of your customers. I just loved them. I did a review, and I started talking about them. I sent them some traffic, created some sales. I love the fact that you've got Frank and David, this father-son, just working together to grow this idea. They basically use a micro-adjust system on the belt. Every quarter inch it adjusts. Now, what I love about the strap is they send you, I think it's like 52 inches, and you can cut to adjust to your length. The customer service. Guys, I've heard of people actually cutting it an inch too short. And all of a sudden, it doesn't work for them. It doesn't fit. And they just simply reach out to Anson Belt and Buckle. They replace it at no problem. But for me, it's the belt system, and that's what I latched onto. If you've got 3 straps of, various colors, you have something maybe with a little bit of fun, a little bit patriotic right there. But 1 buckle, you've got 3 different belts. 3 buckles, you've got 9 different belts, which I talk about all the time about interchangeability. So for me to support this company and, it's a quality made belt, I find that these things stand up to the test of time. They're well made, and I'm proud to support them. Brand number 4 that's been in my wardrobe over 5 years, gentlemen, RibbedTee. I've known Mike over at RibbedTee since 2008. He's probably the first other business owner in the menswear space that he just reached out to me, sent me a message saying, Antonio, love what you're doing. How can we work together? And that's oftentimes what happens in business. But the other day, I am wearing this particular shirt, and this is what prompted this video. I'm laying on my bed. One of my daughters comes up and says, Daddy, you have a hole in your shirt. I'm like, what? How do I have a hole in and yes, I did. I had a hole in the armpit of this RibbedTee shirt that I have had. And I went back there. I looked at the date on it. I looked at everything here. I'm like, I've had this shirt for over 5 years. Hence kind of prompted the video. The point is, RibbedTee is an awesome undershirt. And I've got undershirts that cost a lot more than RibbedTee. But what I go back to with this one is the fit, is the stretch cotton, is how, also I love it on the V, how it's a deep V. Right now I'm wearing a RibbedTee because whenever I keep my shirt unbuttoned like this, I don't have to worry about showing my undershirt, which you've probably seen on some of my other videos. Even though I love those undershirts, sometimes they're a little bit higher in that V and I want something that, isn't going to show. So I love that about RibbedTee. And guys, great company. I'm going to link to them down in the description. Item number 5 that's been in my wardrobe for over 5 years, Leather Honey Leather Conditioner. Guys, if you have leather seats in your car, if you have leather bags, if you have leather portfolios, leather shoes, leather belts, and I've got a lot of this leather stuff, I was worried about how is it going to stand up to the test of time? Is it going to start to crack? And I had a bag that I wanted to get to look nicer. And I'm trying to figure out what to do. So I found Leather Honey. I ordered their product. And that stuff was awesome. I took an old pair of shoes that had been outside. These were an old pair of leather shoes that were starting to get cracks on them. And no, it didn't heal the cracks, but it actually did make the leather more supple. So I reached out to the founders, Ariel and Sean over there. It's a family-owned business, and I just love what they're about. Now, I have also used their leather cleaner. I'm talking about the conditioner. That's something that you use to keep the leather supple and for it to maintain, its nice feel and not to crack when it dries out or when it gets wet and then it loses the moisture. The leather cleaner, this is separate, and this is also something I recommend. And this is what I like. It comes in a concentrated bottle. You mix it to a 1 part to every 8 parts water, and this allows you basically to clean dirty leather. But leather is one of those things that you invest a lot of money into it, so you might as well take care of it. Again, I know the founders of this company. I highly recommend them. I'm going to link to them over at Amazon down in the description. Okay, so an honorable mention to Pete and Pedro. Sorry, Aaron, I have not been using your product for 5 years, but it was coming in. It was like 4.5 years that I've been a big fan of Pete and Pedro. My favorites are the paste, the putty, and the clay. And you may be saying, okay, Antonio, I'd like to try multiple samples. How can I do that? Well, it just so happens I've got an affiliate relationship with Aaron where if you buy 2, you can get 1 free. So I'm going to link to that particular page down in the description. But guys, this is the product that I use the vast majority of the time. I'm experimenting with a few other different products, but I keep coming back to Pete and Pedro because, hey, the founder is a great friend and I think it's a superior product. All right, gentlemen, now it's your turn. I want to hear from you down in the comments. What brands have you been using again and again? What are your go-to products, your go-to companies that never let you down? I want to hear from you guys down in the description. Let me know if you agree, disagree, if you've had issues with any of the brands I've talked about, but definitely go check them out, support them. Again, non-sponsored video here. I do have some affiliate relationships, so please use the links. But at the end of the day, I'm just proud to support these companies because I know each and every one of the founders and they're good guys, and I really think that their products are well worth the money. All right, gentlemen, that's it. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.